Federal Reserve Chairwoman Janet Yellen will use her press conference on Wednesday to push back hard on the market's skepticism about the need for another rate hike this year, economists said. Yellen will hold a press conference at 2:30 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday at the end of the FOMC's meeting that begins later Tuesday. "We do expect her to try to be somewhat forceful in conveying to market participants that their skepticism over hikes after the June meeting may not be warranted," said Lou Alexander, chief economist at Nomura. "Yellen will signal that one additional rate hike this year remains appropriate," said Michael Gapon, chief U.S. economist at Barclays in New York. With rate hikes in March and another on Wednesday, the Fed would only have to raise rates once more in the next 6 months to accomplish its intention to hike rates 3 times this year. Read, here's what the Fed will signal when it hikes interest rates. Traders who bet on the future path of the Fed funds rate see only a 23% change of a rate hike at the September meeting and only a 50% chance of a move in December, according to CME Group's Fed Watch tool. Markets view soft inflation readings as a signal the Fed can delay rate hikes. On Monday, the latest New York Fed consumer survey showed expectation of inflation 3 years from now fell to 2.5% in May from 2.9% in April. This is the lowest since January 2016. But economists like Michael Hansen, head of global macro strategy at TD Securities, think Yellen will stick to her guns that a tight labor market means inflation is around the corner. The unemployment rate sank to 4.3% in April, below the Fed's estimate for the level that would fuel inflation. Yellen has said that a failure to gradually raise rates would force the Fed to tighten at a rapid pace down the road, pushing the economy into recession. If she gives ground on that, it would be notable, Hansen said. The Fed chairwoman have to be specific about whether she will raise rates in September or December, Hansen said. "I don't think we will get clarity," he said. Most Fed watchers think the Fed will raise rates again in September and start to shrink its balance sheet in December. If that is the case, Yellen's message on the balance sheet will be simple, said Gapon of Barclays. She will say that the FOMC has reached consensus on how to shrink the balance sheet and is likely to begin the process soon.